Welcome back to the Smart Garden channel, where we turn plant tragedies into success stories. Today we're tackling one of the most heartbreaking situations any plant parent faces, a beloved plant that appears to be on its last legs. Before you say your final goodbyes, let me walk you through 7 proven steps that can breathe new life into your struggling green friend. I've personally saved dozens of plants using these methods, and I'm confident you can too. Let's transform that plant hospice into a recovery room. Step 1. Assess the damage and identify the problem. The first and most crucial step in plant revival is accurate diagnosis. Take a moment to carefully examine your plant from root to leaf tip. Yellow or brown leaves may indicate overwatering, while crispy dry leaves suggest underwatering. Spots or unusual discoloration could point to fungal or bacterial infections. Check the stems for firmness. Soft, mushy stems typically mean rot has set in. Don't forget to inspect the underside of leaves for pests like spider mites, aphids, or mealybugs, which can rapidly drain your plant's vitality. I once had a pothos that looked completely lifeless, only to discover a thriving spider mite colony that was invisible to the naked eye until I checked with a magnifying glass. Understanding the specific issue is essential because applying the wrong remedy could further stress your already compromised plant. Step 2. Evaluate and refresh the soil. Your plant's soil is its foundation, and poor soil conditions are often the hidden culprit behind decline. Gently remove your plant from its pot and examine the roots and soil. If you notice a white crust on the soil surface or pot edges, excess salt buildup from fertilizer is likely stressing your plant. If the soil smells sour or appears compacted, it may be retaining too much moisture or lacking oxygen. For severely affected plants, I recommend replacing the soil entirely with a fresh, high-quality mix appropriate for your specific plant type. For root-bound plants, where roots circle the bottom or sides of the pot, refreshing the soil provides an excellent opportunity to move up to a slightly larger container. Remember that different plants have different soil preferences. Succulents and cacti need well-draining mixes, while tropical plants generally prefer richer, moisture-retentive blends. Step 3. Rescue the roots. Healthy roots are the lifeline of your plant, and root problems often manifest as overall decline. After removing the plant from its pot, gently wash away the soil to get a clear view of the root system. Healthy roots should appear firm and white or light tan. Black, brown, or mushy roots indicate rot and require immediate attention. Using clean, sharp scissors or pruning shears, remove all diseased roots, even if this means cutting away a significant portion of the root system. This might seem drastic, but removing rot prevents it from spreading and gives your plant its best chance at recovery. I once saved a severely overwatered snake plant by cutting away nearly 70% of its rotted roots and allowing it to regrow a healthy root system. After root pruning, let the roots air dry for a few hours before repotting to further reduce rot risk. Step 4. Adjust your watering routine. Improper watering is the #1 plant killer, with overwatering being particularly lethal. For a dying plant, establishing the correct watering schedule is critical to recovery. Rather than watering on a rigid schedule, learn to read your plant's needs by checking soil moisture with your finger. Most plants prefer the top inch of soil to dry out between waterings. Consider investing in a moisture meter if you struggle with knowing when to water. For severely overwatered plants, reduce frequency significantly until recovery signs appear. Underwatered plants should be gradually reintroduced to water. Sudden flooding can shock a dehydrated plant. I've found that bottom watering, placing the pot in a tray of water and allowing the plant to absorb moisture through drainage holes, can be particularly effective during recovery, as it encourages deeper, stronger root growth while preventing waterlogged soil at the surface. Step 5. Find the perfect light balance. Incorrect light exposure frequently contributes to plant decline. A plant receiving too little light will become leggy and pale, while too much direct sunlight can cause leaf burn. During recovery, finding the optimal light situation is essential. Most plants labeled as bright indirect light lovers do best near east or west-facing windows, or a few feet back from a south-facing window. Low-light plants can recover well under artificial grow lights if natural light is limited. If your plant shows signs of light stress, reposition it gradually. Sudden changes in light conditions can further stress an already compromised plant. I nursed back a severely etiolated pothos by slowly increasing its light exposure over 3 weeks, rather than immediately placing it in bright conditions, which would have shocked its system. Step 6. Strategic pruning and propagation. Sometimes saving the entire plant isn't possible, but parts of it can live on. Examine your plant for any healthy sections that could be salvaged through pruning or propagation. Using clean, sharp scissors or pruning shears, remove clearly dead or dying foliage to redirect the plant's energy toward healthy growth. For plants with healthy sections but significant damage elsewhere, consider taking cuttings from the viable parts. Many plants, including pothos, philodendrons, and monsteras, readily root in water, allowing you to start fresh with healthy new plants. I've successfully propagated dozens of plants from single healthy leaves or stem segments when the mother plant was beyond saving. This approach preserves your plant's legacy and often produces multiple new plants from what seemed like a lost cause. Step 7. Provide rehabilitation aftercare. Recovery doesn't happen overnight, and proper aftercare is crucial for long-term success. During rehabilitation, hold off on fertilizing until you see new growth, as fertilizer can stress an already weakened plant. Create a recovery-friendly microclimate by increasing humidity with a pebble tray or humidifier for tropical plants. Shield recovering plants from temperature extremes and drafts, which can hinder progress. Monitor your patient closely, documenting improvements and setbacks with photos to track progress. Maintain quarantine from healthy plants if pests or disease were involved. Perhaps most importantly, practice patience. Some plants may take weeks or even months to show significant improvement. The resilience of plants never ceases to amaze me. I once had a fiddle leaf fig that dropped all but 2 leaves, only to fully recover and become bushier than ever after 6 months of dedicated rehabilitation. Thank you for joining me for this plant rescue mission. If you found these tips helpful, please hit that subscribe button and share this video with your fellow plant enthusiasts who might be struggling with their own plant emergencies. Drop a comment below sharing your own plant revival success stories. I'd love to hear them. Remember, at Smart Garden, we believe every plant deserves a second chance. Until next time, happy gardening and plant reviving.